Part 1. White Clouds. Lone Moon. To War. Together, the people of Fodlan relish the beauty of the brilliant moon overhead as another year ends. They recall sad partings and new acquaintances alike, but each person must still walk their chosen path alone. With each day, the presence of spring grows stronger, and yet a lone moon still haunts the sky, a silent reminder, perhaps, of some inescapable truth.
Unforgivable! I cannot fathom that the Adrestian Empire would embark on such a violent course of action.
The fault is my own. I failed to see the wickedness within Edelgard's heart.
What is her objective by declaring war on the church?
There is no question on that front. She clearly wishes to conquer all of Fodlan. And in order to achieve her own selfish ambitions, she plotted with ill-meaning strangers and defiled the Holy Tomb. Or perhaps her ambitions are even grander than we know. Perhaps she is planning to make herself a false deity by demonizing the Church of Seros.
Adrestia received its very name through a divine oracle. To injure the goddess is a sin most foul that shall not be forgiven nor forgotten. We must stop the Empire, and quickly.
I have returned, Rhea.
Welcome back, Shamir. Were you able to discern the Empire's movements?
Their main troops are marching towards Garreg Mach. It is said that they will join forces with Edelgard's army and arrive within 2 weeks.
2 weeks? That is not enough time. It will require all of our efforts just to prepare our defenses before then. We must send notice to all surrounding villages at once. We must order the residents of Garreg Mach to flee for their lives.
It will be done.
Professor, listen closely. If our enemy invades the monastery, I will have no choice but to stand upon the battlefield. If something happens to me, I am entrusting my sacred duties to you.
But why me? Out of everybody here, I think I'm the least qualified.
You must have guessed it by now. The truth of who you are. Or perhaps I should say, your lost memories are surely beginning to return. I have acted all these long years as a mere proxy for you. But the duty is yours, and yours alone. Only you can lead the people of Fodlan.
Rhea, please. You must tell me all that you know. I beg of you. That one is the progenitor god. Am I correct?
In a sense. Our dear professor is a vessel. One who carries the power of the progenitor god within. In time, the vessel will become one with the power contained within, and the progenitor god shall return to this world.
I see. I trust that you are aware of the questionable nature of this experiment. But I suppose there is no turning back.
I ask that you help our friend. And in doing so, help her. I am waiting and hoping for the moment when our Creator rules this wayward land once more.
I am sorry, but I cannot do this. I am not certain it is just.
Brother, I believe in my professor. I wish to help, no matter the cost.
Flayn, were you eavesdropping? I understand. You owe your life to the professor, after all. And we cannot leave behind one who may be our brethren.
You have my gratitude, Sedith. And you as well, Flayn. As followers of the progenitor god, it is up to us to see our mission through.
Hey, Constance.
For
Have
you,
some
all my
flowers.
gratitude.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is an awkward place that we have been put in. So yeah, Edelgard was the Flame Emperor. Because they had people from the Empire, I mean, obviously. You know. I mean, I remember when I was playing this game for the first time, I was like, you know, this seems kind of weird that this person would wear a mask and being called the Flame Emperor. The only person that's called an Emperor anywheres is in the, you know, capital, you know, west of Foldland. You know, that's called the Empire. But, hey man, that was just me, I guess. I'm just saying what everybody else was thinking. But anyways, we only have one thing to do this week, and that's prepare for the oncoming forces. So, yeah, that's the thing that's happening. So yeah, I guess we just get to go around and talk with everybody. We have no scheduled events or anything for this month because of that. So, yeah, I'm gonna quickly just go around and talk to some people, and I'll come back in when I'm ready.
Professor!
Hey you, listen up. I've got something to report. Aw, guess who was worried about Abyss and came by to check on me? I mean, on us. Isn't that nice? It's just so nice. My pleasure. Surely the church can spare one night to help you watch over this place. I'm not crying. I'm just don't worry about it, okay? Move it along.
I'm glad that his friend came back to him.
This might be our last chance to get out of here. I'm leaving, Garreg Mach. You should too. Protect the students? Have you got a death wish? All right. Take this, and try not to get killed.
Huh. Oh, you're nice. She's like, oh, you're gonna try to protect all the students?
Professor.
Well, at least somebody feels like
Come
dying.
on.
Not me, though, so take this.
Lots of people in Abyss are already struggling to get by. War will make things even harder for us. We're sure to run out of food and other supplies. And there will probably be refugees to take care of. Not to mention what might happen if the Empire takes over and decides to redecorate.
Yeah, there's not really any good part to war, unfortunately, Happy.
War's actually coming, isn't it? Unbelievable. Imperial troops in Garreg Mach? It's gonna be wild. Whatever happens won't affect us down here in Abyss, though. Will it?
Probably will. It probably will, in a drastic way.
Need something. See you again soon.
People over here.
Friend, so this is how it's turned out. I figured as much, but I didn't anticipate it would happen so soon. If Garreg Mach becomes a battlefield, Abyss will have no choice but to get involved. Everyone here will have no alternative. We've got nowhere else to go.
That's fair. I mean, like I said, this is kind of all very sudden.
I could smell a war brewing. And sure enough, here we are. If Fodlan falls into chaos, I wonder if my debts will fall away along with it. Just thinking aloud here. If the Empire wants a fight, let's give him one to remember.
Fair enough. Hey man, the economy still goes on even if the world is in a crisis. Not right, guys. Anyways.
No. It shakes me to my core that the Empire would lash out so violently. I shall have to reconsider my intended path towards restoring House Nouvelle.
Alright, I guess that's all for down here, so we'll head back to Garreg Mach. Alright, how do we want to start this? Well, I guess we'll go down and work our way around.
I have had the arrival of a letter from Edelgard. She is asking that I join her side. She is making the decision. No, she is deciding if Bridget is a friend or an enemy of the Empire. But my choice is not to be friends. My choice is to fight with you. Bridget is not a friend of the Empire. We will not be following again. We will be ready to fight with you instead.
Alright, Bridget. I mean, really, you could probably take down most of our army, no problem, because you're actually OD. So, yeah, you don't really have to get Smedelogard's help. I couldn't think of a good insult. I'm sorry, guys. Used to be better at that. Not anymore. Now cultivating. Get it? Let's see. I don't know why we're planning anything, because I don't think we're going to get another chance to explore, because we're probably only going to train once and then get ready for the
To
war.
think that the Flame Emperor was Edelgard all along. Flame's abduction? Geralt's murder? The turmoil in Remire Village? Whether or not she was the mastermind behind what happened, it at least seems like she was involved. And yet she was able to remain so composed while she was enrolled at the Officers' Academy.
Yeah, imagine being able to just openly lie to people and not have to worry about repercussions or the consequences of anything. Couldn't be me.
What does war with Edelgard mean for us, Professor? And why does she even want that?
Yeah, I'm guessing she seems force is the only way.
I wonder why she'd think that. That's how it always goes, I guess. You never realize something can't be undone until you've done it.
No.
Even that rogue is praying. Pick a god and pray. Or pick a goddess and pray, I guess, in this case.
I'll be.
I can't believe the Empire raised an army.
Even I couldn't have guessed it. War is profitable, but dangerous.
I really don't like seeing people I care about out there mixed up in all this.
Fair enough. I mean, I wouldn't want this either.
You know, Professor, I'm glad that I came to the Officers' Academy. I feel accepted here. I've learned so much. Honestly, I'm surprised at how much I've grown. So, I will not let the Academy be destroyed. It's important to me, and I will protect it.
I feel the same.
I feel braver just hearing you say that, Professor. We're gonna win this, Professor.
Yeah, it's not a matter if we will or we won't, because there's only one option. There was never two options, kid. Right,
this one, yes.
Buy some of these.
I think
Also, we're
this
rolling
one,
in
yes.
the money right now, I just realized.
I think
So, yeah, I don't feel bad
Return
about
soon,
buying
please.
anything.
Hey, welcome.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have a good eye.
No, that's too much. I will buy
A pleasure doing. You have a good eye. A pleasure. Come again.
I'm always about that wild game, if you catch my drift. Basketball.
Welcome.
Game tomorrow. Okay. Alright, let's move down. I want to sell some of my stuff.
This one?
Because we rich.
Thank you.
We rich, we loyal, we smart. You better watch out because you know it's gonna smart. Man,
This
look at all
one?
these. Give me
Thank
that.
you. This one?
Give me that.
Thank you. This
Give
one?
me that.
Thank you.
All of it belongs to me.
Please come
Your
again.
teacher. No.
Pardon me.
Greetings, Professor. Something to report. Unexpected, isn't it? Apparently, this is the first time Garreg Mach has been invaded in its whole 995-year history. It's my job to protect this gate, so even if enemies come in droves, I will never let them through. I hope we both survive. Let's battle with all our might and pray we win this thing.
Alright. I got you, bro. I got you. I'll go back.
Oh no.
half of the Empire's 6 great noble families have declared their support for Edelgard. Of the other 3, Lord Vestra was assassinated. Hubert, his son, will succeed him. Bernadetta's father, Count Varley, is under house arrest. His wife is now supporting Edelgard. And my father, he was stripped of his role as Prime Minister. As a result, House Eyre has lost all of its power, all of its lands. We have lost everything. What do I do?
That's kind of scummy. That is really scummy, but you know, that Edelgard be Edelgard, I suppose.
What? There are always small power struggles, still. It has been hundreds of years since all of Fodlan was consumed by war. I didn't actually think it would come to this. I feel as though I'm not in my rightful place. I cannot protect the things I should. Professor, if I survive this war, I wish to return to my homeland, to the land of my king.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Hey, we're falling behind. I don't know that we can keep up with the new Emperor. To think that she was able to raise an army of that size right under our noses. However hard we fight, I give us a 50% chance of winning. The enemy has too many advantages. We must make careful preparations.
Yeah, that's not good odds, but you know, it's the odds that we have. But you know what? We will overcome this, because that's what we always do. The boys down here. Cyril! My boy.
A moment.
Come here.
It's my job to protect Lady Rhea. I've got to do it, and I got to do it as best I can. And if that means I got to die for her, then I will. How could Edelgard treat Lady Rhea like she's the bad guy? She's never been anything but nice to everybody. I just don't get it at all.
Well, I agree to disagree. She has killed, like, members of her own church. You gotta give that at least. But I do think it's kind of stupid to bring the whole world into one feud, but whatever.
Those who serve the church must cast aside all selfish desires and devote themselves fully to their beliefs. But is it right to wield piety as a weapon? I have never considered such things before. The church, I have always done what I thought best to save the people of Fodlan.
I see. The Empire is moving quickly. Edelgard must have been preparing for this for a while now. If you really think about it, she must have been planning for this even before you got the Sword of the Creator. Of course she was always a step ahead of us. We were blinded by the ball and the Battle of the Eagle and Lion and everything else. I refuse to go down like this, though. So let's do something about it. What do you say? It's you and me, Teach. We've got this.
Yeah, of course. I'm not even... The moment you consider defeat is when you lose.
What is Edelgard even trying to achieve? She wants to destroy the church so badly that she'll take on anyone who doesn't fall in line? I don't get it.
Our ideas conflict with yours because it's a hard thing to accept.
I just can't believe she'd start a war over it. Not to mention using such nasty tactics to get her way. Could Captain Gerald's death have also been a part of her plan? Don't you go and die on me, Professor. Captain Gerald would never forgive you.
Man, I don't plan on it. Like I said, I'm too strong. I could probably take on the whole army by myself, if I'm being honest, because I have the power of God and anime on my side.
His Highness calls for the head of Edelgard. For me, that is cause enough to fight.
Why would Dimitri say that?
His Highness would not say. But I can think of only one explanation. She must have been involved in the tragedy of Duskur.
The plot thickens. The plot thickens. The plot thickens. I already know what it is. And if you've seen the Blue Lions playthrough, you know what it is. I might show that cutscene probably later, or maybe at the end of this episode, depending. But you'll know why. You might know why. We'll see. I'll have to decide. Honestly, I might not, just due to the fact that this is Golden Winds only. So if you want to learn the different routes, you can go watch a different set of playthroughs, because there's plenty of people who've played this game and all have done different routes. So I think it's worthwhile just exploring those routes with other people. I don't think I would have too much to add that I'm already saying right now.
Professor, I guess it's easy for me to say this now. I'm so glad I'm from the Alliance. I had no idea Edelgard was so scary. And Dimitri seems totally different than before. I wouldn't bend a knee to either of them.
How do you feel about Claude?
Well, I definitely don't hate him. He rarely takes things seriously. But somehow, I just know we can always rely on him. Well, if we're forced to protect this place, our future's going to be dark no matter what.
Yeah. I understand.
The Empire's aggression cannot stand. But if we are going to attack them now, we must be honest with ourselves about our chances of success. It goes without saying that I will fight the Imperial Army with everything I have for as long as I am able. But House Gloucester's territory is adjacent to Imperial lands. Let us proceed with caution.
Yeah, we got your back. Don't worry, Lawrence. You're a tank, bro. You can tank it. You can do it.
Once the Imperial Army reaches the monastery, we'll have no choice but to fight.
What's going to happen to us?
Everything will be alright. Believe in us.
I believe you. With the Knights on our side, and especially with you, Professor, I know we can do this.
Things must be pretty crazy in Fargus about now. My father must be beside himself. I don't get it. Why did Edelgard make enemies with the nobles?
For the sake of her ideals, right?
Ideals she believed in so much, she was willing to start a war over them? Those must be some lofty ideals, to say the least.
Yeah, some people just would do that. I mean...
Professor, what actually happened last month? I can't keep up at all. Edelgard is the Emperor? And she's declared war against the Church? So now we're at war? What is going on? I really don't understand any of this. What should I do?
That dude is basically...
Edelgard became Emperor and raised an army, huh? Who knew the kid had it in her? I mean, yeah, of course, I knew she'd be Emperor eventually, but the more I think about it, the more surprised I am. I wonder who's gonna win.
We won't lose.
Thinking about it makes me scared. We're up against the entire Imperial army. Still, I know someone as smart as you will figure something out.
Yeah, don't worry. You guys are all worrying, but I have the power of God and anime on my side right now, so we honestly cannot lose. That's just how that ability works.
I'll have that girl's head. Just you wait.
Alright, Dimitri, I get you. You're pretty heated that your stepsister is being...
How dare they threaten the
difficult.
goddess? Such a vile act cannot be forgiven. There is no need to worry, I promise you that. Divine punishment will surely fall upon them. In the days of yore, the goddess would grow angry with such insolent fools and roast them in ALL.
I guess we have no choice but to fight, have we? Oh, but why would Edelgard do something like this? I'm sure we'll be all right, though, Professor. The goddess will keep us safe. Professor, can we really defeat someone who is willing to turn their back on the world just to uphold their own beliefs? I've spent my whole life running in fear, and now
We can win this together.
Surely we can win if we rely on each other. Right, Professor?
Yeah.
Right.
Professor, war is breaking out again, is it not?
I want to stop it if I can.
An honorable notion. Do you think there is something to be done? Whatever shall we do? I never wanted another war. All we can do is steel ourselves for the fight ahead.
Foreshadowing. Foreshadowing, and then you just see the menacing. Let's see. Yeah, we should probably go to the training grounds real quick.
What? That girl's starting an all-out war, isn't she? But an enemy is an enemy, no matter who they are. Don't let compassion for her get in your way.
Fair enough.
Okay. I thought we'd all be really busy with assignments and getting ready for graduation. But now that things have turned out like this, I guess there's nothing to do but fight.
Imagine trying to graduate high school, but somebody decides to start war and you're... You know what? Actually, let's not make light of that, because that's probably a real thing that happens a lot, and it's probably really poopy.
If I could go back to last month and throttle my carefree self. Now it turns out Edelgard is the Flame Emperor and the new Adrestian Emperor. And she's striking out against the monastery, with the full force of the Imperial army behind her. We gotta beat her at her own game, for our sake as well as Lady Rhea's.
What? I don't normally have a problem jumping into a fight, but it feels strange going up against my father. We aren't especially close, but he's not an opponent I'd want to face. I'd almost rather fight a monster. I hope he's not part of the group coming to attack Garreg Mach.
Meh. Lance Tournament. Lansu. Great Lansu. Everybody can use a lance, but who's the strongest with a lance? Guess your girl is, technically, so let's get it.
I'll celebrate later.
Remember when I said that Leonie was the strongest with the lance, and then she just started getting hit a whole bunch? Good time. Like...
I'll keep it simple. I'll
You're
celebrate
definitely
later.
not on death's door or anything, because you can't evade, even though you got like 50% chance. Bruh. Leonie, you deserve to lose, honestly. You deserve to lose. I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed in Leonie. Oh my god. You know what? I think your boy can beat you in this better than... Look at the comparison! Bro, look at this!
Won that.
Dude doesn't even use his lances. Comes in swinging and just destroying everybody. Like, I'm so embarrassed by
Sorry.
Leonie.
Don't know my own
Couldn't dodge a single attack, even though it was 50% accuracy. Misses an 80% one. Like, this is exactly what drives me up the wall, man.
Should have trained better.
Leonie! Leonie tried to pop off saying that she's... Alright. Alright, you got your one. I actually had to pause. I'm like, oh, the enemy finally landed a crit? Those are very rare. I almost never see enemies land crits, so we never get to hit them, so... I lost because I kept missing. Okay. Alright, you know what that means then. Lorenz, you got this. Huh. Did I say he had this? He does not have this. As soon as I put him in there, I was like, oh no. Hilda, you got this. Hilda would probably be the only one who actually realistically has a chance.
You lost to me?
To like do this without having to worry about anything.
You lost to me? Sorry, did I hurt you?
Dude, she hasn't taken a single hit since the first round.
Hilda!
Dude, she hasn't taken a single hit since the first round. This is gonna be her toughest opponent.
I'm all sweaty.
Okay, at least Hilda doesn't disappoint me. Hilda does never disappoint me. Thank you, Hilda, for actually doing a job. It makes me quite deflated when, you know, the one lance user that you have that's actually supposed to be using lances sucks at using lances. That's just me, obviously. Whatever.
Professor, so Edelgard, the one who calls herself the Flame Emperor, was connected to those strange beings. The Imperial Army might be using even more terrifying methods than we know. You had better be cautious, Professor. Any amount of carelessness might prove to be our undoing.
Being cautious is not my middle name, but you know. I will take stuff into account so we don't get rocked. Like a dragon. Alright, let's go in here. Who is in here?
The mastermind behind the attacks on the monastery was Edelgard? Wow. Doesn't make much sense, though, does it? There would need to be all sorts of territories and groups tangled up in this sort of mess. I'm gonna stop. I don't really have the head for this political stuff. Mostly, I'm worried about my old opera company. I wonder what's happening in the capital right now. I hope they're safe.
They should be fine, I would assume. But that's just me. So, going on.
The Holy Tomb held many crest stones. This is the first time I've heard of crest stones being hidden away in such a place. But more importantly, I'm interested to know the Empire's aim. Why would their army desire crest stones? There is power there, yes. And yet, I must think on this. The crest stones lie at the heart of the events surrounding Conan Tower and the chapel as well. And of course, the crest stones somehow transform those traitors and their captives into demonic beasts. Could that possibly be their aim? The Empire's army may well plan to use crest stones to create demonic beasts.
Yeah, that sounds about 100% accurate. But also it might be used for the relics. That could also be a thing, because I know mine missing the stone, but I still got the power. Ha, Bologna.
I still have much to learn.
It's Bokanon, but I know, I said it wrong on purpose, guys, don't worry.
To think Edelgard was somehow connected to the captain's murderer. Well, perhaps it's pointless to get upset about the past. My duty now is to prepare for battle. We're depending on your strength, Professor. Crush our enemies.
I mean, I'll be depending on
Captain, I hope you're watching. We will protect Garrick Mach.
Hey Seth. That is how it's
We must
going.
protect Garrick Mach.
Oh yeah.
Defiling the Holy Tomb was a sacrilege. I will not allow such a thing to happen again. The Archbishop has already given you a new responsibility. I want you to rise to that honor. I have something to ask of you.
Yeah, no problem. You don't teach me anything cool, so I'm gonna back out with the cloud out. Alright, Rhea, you're the last person I gotta talk to, and honestly, This is kind of wild that you kind of went on a freak outrage back there, but you know.
How are you, Professor? Any new changes to report? With the Imperial Army drawing near, it is most vexing that we cannot relax and converse as we once did. Thankfully, you have the divine protection of the goddess on your side. Please try to listen carefully for her voice.
I will try.
May the goddess's voice reach you.
Teach me more things about Bokuno. Alright, cool. Well, I guess that's gonna be it for now. I'm gonna go ahead and do something that I haven't usually done before in the series. We're gonna use some powers that we have, thanks to Sothis.
Maybe.
You guys okay over there? Anyways, whatever. First, let's talk to this person that has the...
I can eat soap. I couldn't.
Yeah. I don't really care. I just want the information so I can get my reward. You could get me? Capiche? Caposh? Caposh? Capiche? Was any of that interesting? I don't know, but I'm not gonna go back and check.
You have my
I'm not gonna. You can't make me. Yeah. So I guess, yeah, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and do some video game magic, and I'm gonna see you guys in just a bit.
Hello, Professor. It is so nice to see you here. It brings me great joy to know that you wish to visit with me again. I have this odd feeling that recently you've been trying to avoid me.
That's not really so. Also, my gender changed. Do you know what's happening?
I am relieved to hear that. In any case, I am delighted by this opportunity to speak with you again. My, how laughable I must seem. I imagine you must be dumbstruck by how unbecoming my behavior is for the Archbishop of all of Fodlan.
Sorry if I've made you feel that way.
Oh, please do not waste your apologies on me. I am perhaps oversensitive, but thank you all the same. You are very kind. In any case, how are you feeling? Have you experienced anything strange since you began wielding the Sword of the Creator?
What do you mean?
Oh, there are just so many legends about that blade. I was worried that carrying it may result in some strange side effect. Has there really been nothing odd? A tightness in your chest? Strange dreams? Anything of the sort?
Well, actually, there is this young girl.
So you saw a young girl, and she appeared to you like a phantom? I'm afraid I can't explain such an occurrence, but it may very well have something to do with that relic of yours. Please know that you are welcome to come to me about anything. I am here for you, always. By the way, when I see you at work giving such splendid guidance to all of your students, I want you to know that it brings me great joy, as though I myself am receiving the benefit of your kindness. Hello there. I've been waiting for you. If you would, please allow me a closer look at your face. Those beautiful shining eyes, and silken hair so similar to my own.
Are you okay there?
Oh dear, please excuse my rudeness. I forgot myself for a moment. It is only that we haven't had a chance to speak privately since you were blessed with the power of the goddess. I hope I have not caused you any discomfort.
It was kind of comforting.
Oh, I do not know what to say. I'm overjoyed that you feel that way, but... well, to be frank, that is not like you, is it? Still, no matter how I wish to strengthen the bonds between us, it is important that I not overstep.
Bond?
Yes. As souls blessed by a connection to the progenitor god, the bonds between us are truly unbreakable. Just as the goddess blessed you with her own power, I too received her divine protection long, long ago. Though different, our fates are entwined.
I understand.
You say that now, but I am certain there is much you still wish to know. To that end, know that truth has a way of revealing itself in time. If you experience any further changes, please know that you can rely on me to guide you. Sedith and Flayn are also here to support you however they can. Dear child, may the goddess protect you always.